Good Sunday morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's the day after. It is the day after the first Seahawks game of 2021. It was a preseason game. It will not count in the final standings of the season, but it was a game. I think we all watched it, or most of us watched it, and we can learn stuff from it. We can learn something from yesterday. So let's go through it. We've all had the night, we've all had some time to mull it over in our minds, think about it, and try to figure out how we feel about where the team stands after one preseason game. So we're going to get into it for a little bit in this video. First, before I get into that, I will be doing a short stream in a little bit, probably before noon, where we spend a little bit of time talking about what happened last night, and viewers can come and say what they want to say to me, and I'll reply to as much as I can and give my thoughts on the game. So keep an eye out for that in the next hour or so. There will be a stream, probably only going to be like an hour. I know it's a preseason game, and I know almost no starters played, but people are going to have thoughts, people are going to have takes, and I want to digest as many of them as we can and dedicate some time to just talking about that game. So, all right. So overall, there were some positives to take away from this one, and a lot of the things that didn't go so well have caveats, but that was not very good yesterday. That was not very good. Would not shock me if some of these players were running sprints in practice this week over some of the performance issues they had yesterday in Las Vegas. So, I don't know how much of this is going to carry over into the regular season. A lot of it probably won't, but it seems at least possible that some of it will. So let's dive in and talk about it and figure out if we have anything to be worried about yet. So, offensively, it was what I was kind of afraid of. I said in my video that I was worried our offensive line was going to be bad because we're playing a bunch of backups, and we wouldn't be able to evaluate the offensive players at other positions because they wouldn't have a chance. And that's kind of what happened. That being said, there were a couple guys who I thought did some positive things out there. I thought Alex Magoo played pretty well. He showed me some things that I like. He was our leading rusher and our leading passer. I saw him execute pretty well on a couple of screenplays. I saw him look like he belonged when he was running the offense. I kind of liked what I saw from Alex Magoo overall. So that third string or maybe second string QB position looks fine. DJ Dallas obviously had the touchdown catch. He had a couple other good plays in the running game. He looks a little better than he did last year. I think there were some things that I didn't like when I was watching him play last year. Feels like he was a little bit better last night. If you take a look at some of these receivers, Cade Johnson led the team in catches. Love it. I like Cade Johnson. I think he has a chance to be a part of this team going forward at some point. So he made some decent plays out there. Nothing too big, but he looked like he belonged. Freddie Swain was okay. Aaron Fuller had a really nice catch on third down where he broke a tackle to pick up the first. So other than that, everyone else was either not particularly good or difficult to evaluate in any meaningful way. We were playing Stone Forsyth, who kind of got whipped a little bit last night. Got a little better as the game went on, but got whipped a decent amount. And then we had, I think it was Jake Curhan at the other's tackle spot. So both of our tackles, very little experience playing at this level, and they both kind of got pushed around. We had Phil Haynes as the one offensive lineman who I thought played okay, from the starting group at least. And yeah, it was ugly. Run blocking, pass blocking, it really wasn't there very well. A lot of guys made mistakes, a lot of guys blew blocks, a lot of guys let people past them like a matador. So it's kind of hard to evaluate the other skill position players. I liked a few. I'm not here to really kill any of those guys because it's hard to know. Like a guy like a Connor Weddington, I don't know. I don't know if we can take anything from him not doing all that much last night, because at the end of the day, it's hard to be the recipient of passes when your offense is not really giving you the chance to even really get down the field. So I did like what I saw from Phil Haynes, and I continue to think he could be a part of this team going forward. But the offensive line was a problem for most of that game, and you get the results you do. Okay, now, defensively, there were a lot of players who I think played well individually, but as a unit, it felt like we struggled. And I think the main culprits behind that, if you were trying to single out players who maybe didn't really do well last night, it would be the cornerbacks. Ahkello Witherspoon didn't look great. He didn't play very long, but when he was out there, didn't seem like it was going phenomenally well for him. Trey Flowers had great coverage on a play, didn't turn around, and gave up the long completion on third down. Got to get your head around. Trey Brown, not unexpectedly, it's the same thing with Stone Forsythe. Stone Forsythe gets whipped out there. You expect it. It's his first ever real game action. Trey Brown, didn't see a ton from him that I liked. Not unexpected. The one corner who actually made some plays that I kind of liked was actually Gavin Heslop. He actually did some good stuff out there, I thought. He might have been our best overall corner, which is not good because he's one of the guys who I doubt will make this roster. So if you're looking at a unit that did not play well last night, it's probably the cornerbacks. And I'm talking about guys who actually matter. Like Jake Curhan sucking last night, which he did suck last night. That doesn't matter. Jake Curhan is not supposed to play any meaningful football for this team this year. But Trey Brown, Ahkello Witherspoon, Trey Flowers need to do a little bit more. Other than that, I saw a lot of stuff that I did like on this defense. Ben Burkervin had a solid game, 12 tackles. Cody Barton, 2 sacks. Great on that middle linebacker blitz. I thought he made some other nice plays out there, and he didn't even start. If he had started, he probably would have had a double-digit tackle game. Ryan Neal made the play on the ball. Obviously a wounded duck pass. Not the most impressive interception he's ever made, but he still made it. So that was cool. I thought Ryan Neal made some other nice plays as well. Lakeem Williams, for a guy we just picked up a few days ago, did well. Darrell Taylor, there's some stuff in his game he needs to work out. He picked up a penalty and he overran the play a few times, but he made some nice plays as well. And you can see the talent. You can see why people are excited that he's good to go this year. Jordan Brooks made a nice play at the goal line to break up what could have been a touchdown pass. Probably could have picked it off if it didn't get tipped at the line of scrimmage. These guys all did things well. Rasheem Green made some nice plays. I think he got a sack. I think he had another play in the backfield. He also gave up some stuff. To me, the star of the show on defense last night was probably Alton Robinson. He blew up a couple of those jet sweeps. He got pressure on the quarterback. He hit the quarterback once. He made stuff happen, and it looks like he's developing really well from his decent rookie year. So defensively, a lot of things happened last night that I liked, but the unit as a whole suffered because we didn't get good stuff out of our cornerbacks. So what I'm going to say is that, well, I'm kind of aware of the fact that our cornerbacks this year are not great and that we are depending on our pass rush to be able to bail them out. Last night, we didn't really see that, partially because our main pass rushers are not playing, partially because the Raiders were really just going to a lot of quick, easy passes, a lot of those pitch and catch plays that, in fairness, it is kind of difficult to do anything about. But we saw a lot of that, and it seemed like the Raiders had a good understanding of where to be against our defense. They had a good idea of where the holes in the zone were going to be, and they had a good idea of where they needed to be in order to get open, which is one of the things I don't like about the cover three. It feels like a lot of these teams have just figured it out. They know where to go, they know where to be, and they know how to get open on crucial plays. It feels like NFL offenses just know what to do against the cover three these days. So that's something that could carry over into the regular season. Some of the stuff that happened that was not good last night, Offensive line, we didn't play any starters on the offensive line except maybe Gabe Jackson, and I don't even know if we played him. Not worried about that. Quarterback play was very spotty, but obviously that's not something we really should expect to worry about in the regular season. But the secondary getting pounded on third down, because at one point I think the Raiders were 7 for 8 on third down, and the one time they didn't get it was on the QB sneak where they went and got the fourth down conversion the next play anyway. So that could be a problem. That could be something that bleeds into the regular season. Now, we're going to get DJ Reed back, and he's our best corner, probably anyway. As of right now, he's our best corner. I threw up a little bit of a Hail Mary on thinking Mikel was going to be really good this year. We'll see if that pans out, but right now, DJ Reed's our best corner. We're going to get Dunlap on the field. We're going to get Puna on the field, and I think he might continue to develop as a quality pass rusher. That's going to help them. So I'm not that worried about our corners being bad because our corners can be covered up by the pass rush. What I am worried about, if I'm worried about anything, is this scheme not working very well, which is why you may see us in the bear front a lot. And if we do that, that worked well last year. I wonder if NFL offenses are figuring out maybe how to beat the bear front, but that's something I don't think you saw very much of last night. So it really just depends on what we're bringing out there when the actual games start to mean something, because I understand you might not really want to show some of that stuff in the first preseason game, but I'm kind of over this cover 3 thing. That's one takeaway I have from yesterday. And if we run it too much this year, the fact that we have talented players is not going to matter as much because it seems like teams just know how to beat that D. Special teams were pretty good. I thought we had good coverage. Trey Brown had a good kick return, excuse me. We did miss a field goal, but it's a good time for Myers to miss field goals, I guess. Dixon was okay. He punted one off the side of his foot, but otherwise was fine. The run defense was pretty bad, but I'm not worried about that. Again, no Bobby, no Puna, no Al Woods, so whatever. But that secondary, those corners, I'm worried about it. Because those are guys who are going to actually have to play for us this year. The Treys and Akello. Little worried about the scheme that the corners are put in and whether or not it's putting them in a good position to succeed. But that's the game. That's preseason game number 1 in the books. Let me know what you guys think down below. Not a very good game. I have a feeling there are going to be some guys on this team who are going to be running some sprints after practice, like I said. But there was some fun stuff going on that defense. Again, Alton Robinson, awesome. Darrell Taylor has a lot of potential. But it's not going to matter if teams know where to go to get open against our cover 3 on third downs. All right. See you guys later in the stream. We'll talk about it, but those are my early thoughts.